Hello, everyone. Welcome to Celsius 233, your go-to place for fiction book summaries. Today, we will turn the pages of First Love by Ivan Turgenev. First Love is a novella written by Ivan Sergeyevich Turgenev and was first published in 1860. The story is a deeply emotional and introspective account of a young man's experience with love, focusing on the intensity, beauty, and often painful realities of his first romantic encounter. The novella delves into the bittersweet complexity of youth, passion, and disappointment, framed within the cultural and familial dynamics of 19th-century Russian aristocracy. The protagonist, Vladimir Petrovich, recalls his youthful infatuation with a captivating yet elusive woman, Zinaida, whose charm affects all those around her. Plot summary: Vladimir Petrovich, now in his 40s, sits with friends one evening, reminiscing about the days of his youth. He recalls the summer when he was 16, the summer that changed his life forever. His family had taken a country house outside Moscow, near the Neskuchny Gardens. Vladimir was preparing for university, but his studies took second place to the dreams and reveries that consumed his thoughts. He was filled with the heady anticipation of something unknown, something exhilarating on the horizon. One afternoon, a new family moved into the dilapidated lodge next to Vladimir's house. The head of this family was Princess Zasyekina, a title that aroused a bit of curiosity but no great respect due to her evident financial distress. But it was not the princess who caught Vladimir's attention. It was her daughter, Zinaida. The first time Vladimir saw her, she was in the garden, surrounded by admirers, playfully striking them on the forehead with a small flower. Tall, graceful, and full of charm, she captivated Vladimir completely. Zinaida, only 21 years old but far more worldly than Vladimir, had a magnetism that drew many men into her orbit. She was courted by several suitors: Count Malevsky, a polished and handsome aristocrat; Dr. Lushin, an older man with a sardonic wit; Byalov Zorov, a young, hot-tempered hussar, and others. But none of them seemed able to claim her heart. She teased and played with them all, keeping them close but never allowing anyone to come too near. Vladimir, the youngest of them all, quickly became another of her devoted followers. And though she treated him with affection, it was often in the way one might humor a child. Vladimir fell deeply, almost helplessly in love with Zinaida. His days became a constant yearning to be near her, to hear her voice, to receive even the slightest glance from her bright eyes. He spent hours with her, sometimes in the presence of her other suitors, sometimes alone, and each moment only intensified the fire in his heart. She recognized his feelings immediately, and with a mixture of amusement and tenderness, played with his emotions. She would ask him to help her with simple tasks, wind wool, or read poetry to her, all the while teasing him, aware of his adoration. But as time passed, Vladimir began to sense that something was wrong. Zinaida, usually so lively and full of laughter, became more withdrawn, more contemplative. She started taking long walks alone and seemed burdened by some hidden sorrow. Vladimir, in his youthful naivete, did not understand what could be troubling her but felt a growing unease. One evening, Vladimir was with Zinaida in the garden when she suddenly broke down in front of him. She spoke of her sadness and her inability to escape it. Though she did not confide her true feelings to Vladimir, her despair was evident. He longed to comfort her but felt powerless, a mere boy in the face of her turmoil. The truth about Zinaida's hidden sorrows revealed itself slowly and painfully. One day, Vladimir saw his father entering Zinaida's house. At first, he thought little of it, but over time, it became clear that his father had a special, secret relationship with Zinaida. This realization struck Vladimir like a bolt of lightning. The person he admired most, his father, was the very source of Zinaida's suffering. His father, a man of immense self-control and cold authority, had been having an affair with Zinaida, keeping her at his mercy while remaining emotionally distant. Vladimir's love for Zinaida now took on a different character, no longer innocent, no longer idealized. He felt betrayed and humiliated, though not by Zinaida herself. His youthful dreams of romantic love were shattered by the harsh realities of adult entanglements, of love and power intertwined in ways he could scarcely have imagined. The summer came to a bitter end. Zinaida, her heart clearly broken, eventually left the lodge with her mother. Vladimir saw her only once more before her departure, when she gave him a kind but distant farewell. Shortly thereafter, Vladimir's father also left, going on one of his many trips. It was during this time that his mother, always suspicious of her husband's distant nature, found out about the affair. Their marriage, already strained, fell into an even deeper coldness, though nothing was said aloud. Silence, heavy and oppressive, enveloped the family. Sometime later, Vladimir learned of Zinaida's fate. She had married a man of low rank and had quickly fallen ill. In her final days, she was reportedly frail and weak, no longer the vivacious woman who had once enchanted every man who crossed her path. When Vladimir heard the news of her death, he was filled with a deep, unshakable sadness, though he realized that his feelings for her had long since transformed from youthful passion into a kind of melancholic acceptance. Zinaida, who had once seemed so alive, so untouchable, had been consumed by the same forces of life that govern everyone: love, loss, and mortality. As Vladimir finishes recalling this tale of his first love, it is clear that the memories remain vivid, etched into his soul. The sweetness and the pain of that summer will never leave him. First love, as he now knows, is not just about the joy of new emotions, but also the inevitable suffering that comes with growing up, with learning that life and love are often more complicated than the heart of a 16-year-old boy can comprehend. That's a wrap, but the journey doesn't end. Explore more books by Ivan Turgenev. You'll find the details in the description or on Celsius 233. Remember, while our summaries capture the essence, they can never replace the full experience of reading the book. If this summary intrigued you, consider diving into the complete story, buy the book, and immerse yourself in Ivan Turgenev's original work. Bye-bye, take care, have fun.